guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to give you a video that is very long overdue, and as you can tell by the title of this video, it is our engagement story.
The first video Colin did on her channel was about a year ago, and I wasn't in the video because it was just her channel at the time and I wasn't really into YouTube, but I grew to like it, and now it's almost a year later. She posted her first video, I think it was on December 17th. It was a video about being married young, and at the time she basically asked if anyone wanted to hear the engagement story. So leave a comment below, let us know if they wanted to hear about it, and everyone did, and we never really got around to doing the video.
No.
So we just decided that we're going to do it now, seeing that it's almost a year later, and we're actually celebrating 2 milestones on this video right now.
Yep.
The first one is that we are at 600 subscribers right now.
Yep.
Which may seem like a small number for some people,
Yeah, but it's a lot for me.
It's a lot, We started just about a year ago and we're already at 600. And the second one is that this is our
40th video.
Yep, 40th video on the channel, and we are at 600 subscribers.
I hope we can keep the story as short as possible because there was a lot going on in that story, honestly. But because it was a surprise, he probably has more to say than I do. But
I actually had to go back and take some notes to try to remember because it was what, 2 years ago, more than 2 years ago. So I had to go back and kind of try to remember certain things and take notes of it so I can remember it.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and comment below if you want any other stories, any other type of stories from us.
Not everyone may know, but from Colin's first video, she talked about being married and how we moved in together and stuff like that. So continuing from there, so we moved in together about May 2016, and it was a few months later that I did the proposal in August. So it was just about 3 months. July, August, yeah. About it was about 3 months where I figured that, okay, I think it's time that I propose, and I actually feeling that, we need to take the next step. And actually, Colin and I were talking about marriage for some time before that, but she had no idea that I was going to propose so soon.
Yeah, I actually thought we were going to wait at least a couple years.
Yeah, so somewhere in about June, July, I kind of had the idea that, okay, I'm going to start planning the proposal. And I decided that I was going to do it on August 13th. And the significance of that date is because we got together on Colin's birthday, which is November 13th. And since that month, every month on the 13th, we would kind of count an additional month. Every month we would just kind of celebrate another month of being together. So around June, July, that's where I got the idea that I was going to propose, and I started putting my plan in place as to how I was going to do it. And I picked the date August 13th, like I said. And I think the first person I told was Alejandra, Colin's friend. I kind of remember that night we were in Tong, close to Garage area. I think that time they had Caribbean promotion or something like that. And I just randomly told Alejandra that on the side of the road in her ears, and she was so excited.
You were drunk?
No, we were not drunk. I told Alejandra that, and she was all excited and happy. But it's we kind of had to play it cool for Colin not to realize.
I didn't suspect a thing. I was right there. When did this happen?
You were not with us at the exact moment, I think. But, yeah. So one of the things that I did after that was starting to pick a ring. And that was very interesting because I actually made Colin choose her own ring without she suspecting anything was going on. And you always be surprised, how did she pick a ring and not know? But I kind of pulled a trick out of my sleeve.
Right? He made my friend send me a picture. You know how you as girls, you always send each other pictures and be like, what do you like? Which one would you prefer? Stuff like that. So he made my friend send me a picture of 4 different rings, and they were numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. She was like, which one of those would you choose? But it wasn't like that. She played it off so cool. I couldn't even tell what was going on. So I was just I always check those things. So I was just I can't remember what number it was, but I chose the one that I liked the most. And then she was like, nice. And then she told me which one she liked. So I would never suspect anything.
Yeah, the funny thing about that is it was me, Alejandra, and another friend of Colin, and we, I was on this like site looking at different rings, and there was two I think that I liked, and I made Alejandra choose one and the other friend choose a different one. So there were four of them. The one that Alejandra picked, I kind of liked it, but I was kind of going for a different one. So we decided that okay, we're going to make Colin pick the ring herself without her knowing. So I put the four rings in a collage, I numbered them, and I just put some text on it saying, which one would you like? You know, like a meme, like something that would just be going around and you would
It's
never
meme,
notice.
not meme.
It's meme.
It's meme.
Whatever.
Guys, what is it, meme or is it meme?
It's meme.
It's meme.
As long as you don't say Mimi. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I sent it to the friend of ours and I told her to send it to her like random out of the blue and make her pick one to see which one she would like the most, and then we would go with that one. And it actually went like really smooth. She didn't suspect a thing, and she actually picked the one that Alejandra picked, and I liked it as well. So we decided to go with that one, and I ordered it, and yeah, that's how we picked the ring. The next thing I think I did was I wanted to tell her parents first before I asked her. So, and I know that that's something that she really wanted to. And I'm a person that I would always do that. I would never just propose to her randomly and not let her parents know. So, one day I called her mom and I told her, because she was cooking for us around that time as well. And I had to go to get lunch by her. So I told her I wanted to talk to them about something, she and Colin's father. When I told her that, she, like at the time I didn't know, but she told me like she kind of suspected it was something like that. So when I went there, and I was like really nervous because I mean, Colin, her mom and dad has like always been like treating me nice and everything, and we talk and stuff like that. But you know, asking to propose is a big thing. So I was kind of nervous at the time, and I went there, pick up my lunch, and we sat down and we started talking. I can't remember exactly how the conversation went, but I, you know, just came out and told them that I wanted to propose to Colin, and we've been talking about getting married, and I think I want to do it now. It's like as soon as I said that, mom was just like excited and started smiling and everything and saying like she knew it or something like that. So they were excited. I mean, normal parents, they kind of sat me down and gave me advice, you know, tell me, you know, they basically just gave me good advice and a little bit of a warning.
A threat?
Not a threat, but you know, parents, they will always tell you, make sure you're ready, you know. So we had that conversation and it went really well. And actually, before I told Colin's parents, I actually told my parents.
You did?
Did I?
I don't know.
I think I
kind of news.
I think I told my parents first. I can't remember, but I think I told my parents first. And I remember calling my dad. And my father is always like reacting like not so much surprised, but it's like shocked. So when I told him that I called him, I think I called him on the phone because my parents live in Calbishi, so I didn't really like drive all the way up there to tell them. I kind of spoke to them over the phone. I called my father and I had him put me on speaker and I told him I wanted to talk to him and my mom about something. And I told my dad I was thinking of proposing. As soon as I said that, my father was like, "What?"
Everything is a what?
I said every time I tell my father something, he's
What?
like, "What?" It's like he was almost like shocked and surprised and like he just totally wasn't expecting that. And yeah, I explained to them and they were like asking me if I was sure I'm ready, and basically the same thing like our parents told me. They were just giving me advice and they tell me make sure I'm ready and what I need to do and you know all the things I need to prepare for. Okay, so after I told my parents, I just started you know planning the night and how it was going to go. Closer to the date, I told Colin that we were going to go to dinner on that specific night.
Wait, before that, did you like have different ideas? Like,
Um,
or you knew right away like what you wanted to do?
well, I wasn't really sure. I was like I kind of started brainstorming how I was going to do it. Knowing me, I'm kind of a simple person, so I wouldn't go like extra. But I kind of wanted to make it sure it was special. So I thought of maybe having dinner first, and then after dinner, like dinner was kind of the main thing that came to my mind, and then I would kind of do it like after dinner, during, something like that. And then I came up with the idea to do it at dinner, and then after dinner I would bring her to like someplace special and then surprise her. So I told her that we were going to have dinner at Fort Young.
Which isn't a strange thing for
Yeah,
us.
it wasn't. I didn't really make it like too extra, so it would be like kind of obvious that I was going to do that, even though she was never expecting it. But I kind of just like played it off like we were going to dinner, and it was it was August 13th, which is the kind of the night that we usually go to dinner because we celebrate another month. We planned it, and we said that we were going to go out that night. I had to get a new dress and everything. I made her mother made a shit for me.
Listen, my mother almost sell out what was going on, okay? She was like more excited than me for the dinner,
Yeah.
which I still didn't pick up because I'm like, why is she wanting to buy my dress and, so excited about the
Yeah, she
dinner?
was like making sure everything is perfect for that night and tell Colin like she has to do her hair,
Yeah.
make sure her makeup done, like all kind of things to make it like make the night perfect. And Colin was kind of thinking like we're just going to another
Yeah, we're
dinner.
just going to have dinner, so
Yeah, so I called Fort Young. I made reservations for dinner, and they also had I think they call it the waterfall hall or waterfall room, something like that. It's like kind of an open hallway close to the restaurant area. And I booked there. I told most of our close friends and my family, and her close family as well. I told them what was happening, and they were all excited. And I invited them to come to Fort Young that night. I decided that I was going to do the proposal in front of everybody. So, and she had no idea. Jumping to the date, August 13th, Colin started feeling sick.
yeah, guys. So I was at work at the time and I got this very, very sudden and bad backache while I was sitting at work. I didn't know how to react because it was really, really bad and I was feeling like I have to go to dinner, but I started to feel sick along with it. Like everything happened so fast. I started to feel sick, and before I knew it, I had a fever. So I was even trying to get off of work early, but my boss at the time wouldn't let me because she didn't take me seriously. So I had to stay at work the entire time with that backache and fever.
Yeah, and I remember you telling me how bad you were feeling, and I was really worried. I was worried about two things. I was worried about her, how she was feeling, and the fact that she had to stay at work and couldn't come home. And I was also worried about she getting too sick, and then we would not be able to go to dinner, and like all the plans would be ruined.
Yeah.
So I was kind of telling her like, if it's not so serious, if she could stay at work at least till her shift is over, because if she left work early and went home and then she went out to dinner that night, it would seem like she wasn't really sick, but she was
I didn't
really
even
really
think of
sick.
that.
That's what I was thinking of. But she was really really sick, and I kind of wanted her to rest and come home, but at the same time I wanted her to see if she could just finish the shift so the dinner could actually happen. And I was hoping that it wasn't serious, but she was feeling really really sick.
Guys, it was so bad. Like, I got a fever and I was shaking, literally shaking at work. I couldn't, like, there was no AC. The place was hot. So it's very unusual for me to be shaking cold at work. So I ended up staying at work until my shift was over at 2 in the afternoon. So I got home and I was crying from all the pain that I had. I was also crying because I felt like I kind of pushed myself to stay at work. But other than that, when I got there, like I had my friend ready to do my hair and everything for that night, and I was doing my hair and I had a fever. I took painkillers and that kind of made the fever go away, but it was still bad. Anyways, I still got ready for dinner and all of that because I feel like I had so much expectations because my mother was there helping me to get ready and my friend was doing my hair. And I was just like, you know what, I need to go to dinner.
Yeah, and like I mean, she probably didn't realize it, but I was kind of like pushing her to like, like I know you're sick, but we've been planning this for a while, and we need to go. I mean, honestly, if it was just like another dinner that we were going to, I would just tell her like, let's do it another time, and she can stay home and rest. But because I had all this plan, I really didn't want to change the date and cancel.
And also, when I took the painkillers, I felt better, like right away. So I thought, I could go. I was feeling much better.
Fast forward to the night we went to dinner, and we had a really nice dinner at Fort Young Hotel. It was really lovely. Now, this is where it gets funny. After we had dinner, so like dinner was nice, like I said, but it wasn't like the main event of the night. So we'll just like go straight
And
through.
I started to get very irritated during dinner
Yeah.
because he was getting calls and answering calls, which isn't a usual thing when we go out to dinner. And the
Yeah.
waitress was acting very weird with him.
Yeah, you see, the thing is, right? Fort Young knew what I was going to do because I actually told them that I was going to use the hall to propose, and we were having dinner first. And while we were having dinner, I still had to be contacting like my friends who were helping us plan and my parents who were coming all the way from Kalibishi. And because the hall we actually decorated there the morning before, I think. And all that went on while she was at work the day. We were like up and down, getting decorations, decorating the hall and everything without she even knew. So yeah, so while we were having dinner, like people kept calling me and messaging me.
And guys, I don't know what's going on. So in my head, I'm just like, why are you taking calls right now?
What made it kind of suspicious was after we had dinner and I asked the waitress for the check because we were actually going to leave early. Carly wanted to leave early because she started feeling sick again. So we decided that, okay, we were going to wrap up dinner early and we were going to leave. Well, that's what she thought, but I knew that we were going to go to the hall after. So after we had dinner, the waitress came over and I'm not sure if she thought that I already paid or everything was taken care of. So she came and kind of like whispered something in my ear,
Right.
asking me to
So,
like
and
come
like
on the side.
obviously,
And Colin was like, "What is going on? Like, why is the waiter whispering to me?" And she kind of hear what's happening.
why can't I hear what she's telling you? Like,
So I got up and I went on the side and talked to the waiter, and Colin was like well confused, like what is going on. So we ironed it out and I told her okay, and then we paid and everything. So we decided that we were going home. Well, she decided that she was going home.
yeah.
So, and all that time I had to be like having my phone on the side, kind of texting my parents and telling them, like, okay, we're coming, because they were actually all in the room waiting with like all the decorations and stuff there waiting, and I actually had a photographer that I hired to take photos the night. So after dinner, we were walking out of the restaurant to leave, and I told her, let's just, go on the back here while there's something that I wanted
So
to show her.
weird.
And she's like, what can I possibly have to show her?
I'm like, I'm ready to go home. I'm cold. I don't feel well. I have your jacket around me. That's how cold I'm feeling. And you're telling me, let's go into this random room that I don't even know if we have permission to go into and do whatever. And I'm just like, why? And
Yeah.
he's taking off the jacket from me, and I'm wondering why, because I'm feeling cold.
So I told her that we were going to go into this room. I took off the jacket, and she was all suspicious, like, what is happening? I think that she figured out something was happening, but she had no idea what it was. So,
And yeah, I realized something was going on.
so we went into the room, and I opened the door, and then she stepped inside before me, and everybody inside just shouted, surprise!
Guys, I don't
And her
think you
face was
know what that feels like. Because the room was just there and it's quiet, and I'm just entering like, what is going on? And then I see everybody. Right away, I just didn't feel sick anymore. Like the fever was gone, everything was gone.
I think like they kind of shocked
The shock.
the sickness out of her.
Yeah.
So actually there was a slideshow that I made, I forgot to mention. I made a slideshow with pictures, like pictures from us from like the 3-4 years we've been together, of all the different things we've
But
done.
even before I saw the slideshow, I started to cry because I saw everybody.
Yeah, like she
I just started to cry.
started to cry. And I had to walk like through the pathway that we designed, and it kind of led to the screen up on the wall, and right away the slideshow started playing with different pictures from us talking about the happy moments. And
I couldn't even focus.
she couldn't
I couldn't focus on the slideshow.
all the time the slideshow is playing and I'm standing behind her and I have her looking at the screen, but she's crying and kind of looking at everybody and wondering what's going on. So I don't know if she actually saw everything that was on the slideshow.
I don't think I did.
And but in the ending, there was a. I had actually like a couple days before that, I bought like a big manila paper and I wrote on it, "Will you marry me?" And well, actually, I had one of her friends like design it, and I held it up at home, and I took out a picture of it, like of myself holding it up, and I put that in the slideshow at the end. So when the slideshow finished, a picture of me came up on the screen with the sign holding it up saying, "Will you marry me?"
Yeah.
And all the while that was going on, I was behind her. Somebody gave me the ring, and I just like went down on one knee. So when she saw the sign saying, "Will you marry me?" she turned around, and I was like down on one knee. with the
Already
ring.
down on one knee, and I was already crying, and I was just, I didn't even pay attention to the ring. I was just like, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and everybody was like happy, started like cheering and coming on August and everything. And yeah, it was a really, it was really well planned. I think it went really well, except for the fact that she was feeling sick. But like the surprise and everything, like it really got her.
Yeah, it did. It did. And then it was so perfect that we had the photographer there to have our engagement shoot right
Yeah,
away.
we had like our engagement shoot that
So,
night at
yeah.
the same time. We took pictures with all our family and friends, and we'll actually show some of the pictures
Yeah.
and maybe some of the footage because we did have so like
Oh yeah, we did.
we did record videos that night. So I will put some clips in there so you can see how it went. Not to end the story, to end the story bad, but
Yeah.
because she was feeling sick that entire day, the night when we went home, she was actually feeling like she actually got worse. She had a high
It was
fever.
actually early the next morning.
Yeah, well, I think in the night you were saying
I
that
was feeling bad in the
feeling
night,
like
but
that
I
you
slept
didn't
through it.
Yeah.
And early in the morning, Sagi decided that you are in too much pain, and
Yeah, because she was like trembling on the bed and fever was high and her back was hurting and everything. So we decided that we were going to go up to the hospital, and
I ended up spending 10 days
she ended up spending 10 days
right
in the
after
hospital.
the engagement. So it's like we didn't even get to enjoy the moment right
Yeah, and
away.
celebrate so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to focus so much on the hospital,
Yeah.
but it's just that.
That's part of the story.
Yeah, it's
so.
part of the story. Next morning, she had to go to the hospital and she ended up staying 10 days there. But all the time that she was in the hospital, she couldn't stop taking pictures of her
Of my
ring
ring.
and showing it off.
Although my hand was swollen.
Yeah. So, hope you guys enjoyed the engagement story.
Hope it wasn't too long.
Yeah, the video might be a bit long, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
And if you guys did make it all the way to the end of the video, please like this video.
Comment below what was your favorite part
Yep.
of the engagement.
And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you get a notification whenever we post new videos.
Yep. This video actually made me feel so nice. I don't know, like I just felt like I relived the moment over again.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
So
You did good.
Yep. So we just want to say thank you guys for all the support that you've been showing us the past year. Thank you to all 600 subscribers. And the last
Thank
time we
you so
checked,
much.
it actually went over 600 a
Yeah.
bit. And again, this is our 40th video, so thank you guys so much for the support, and we hope that you continue to support us ending 2018 and going into the new year and all the rest of time to come. Thank you guys for watching. See you
Yep.
next time.
Bye.